This is exactly what happens when your shared hosting fails under immense pressure. Your visitors leave out of frustration, your sales completely stop, and you actively lose money. But can a ridiculously cheap virtual private server from Hostinger actually survive this kind of extreme torture? Today, I am pumping 100,000 fake visitors directly into Hostinger's cheapest VPS plan. We are going to find out exactly when it crashes and burns so you do not have to risk your own website. You might be highly skeptical of a virtual private server that costs less than your daily cup of coffee. Trust me, I was just as doubtful when I first saw their pricing structure. In this complete Hostinger VPS review, we are skipping the boring theory entirely. I will show you the raw speed data, push the server to its absolute breaking point, and prove how incredibly easy it is to set up. In fact, I will show you how to get it running smoothly in under 5 minutes, even if you have absolutely zero coding experience. Let us talk about the biggest elephant in the room first. For many years, upgrading to a VPS meant staring at a terrifying black command line screen. You constantly lived in fear of typing the wrong code and breaking your entire online business. That technical nightmare is exactly what stops most website owners from getting the raw server speed they actually deserve. Hostinger completely eliminates that technical barrier from the equation. Instead of forcing you to learn complicated Linux commands, you get a beautiful and modern control panel. With just one single click of your mouse, you can install a powerful operating system equipped with CyberPanel. It turns a highly complex server into an intuitive interface that looks just as friendly as your smartphone. You can manage your domains, databases, and SSL certificates through simple visual menus. But here is the most impressive part about their entire technical setup. They have integrated an artificial intelligence assistant called Kodee directly into the server dashboard. If you ever run into a configuration error or get stuck on a setting, you do not need to hire an expensive developer. You just ask Kodee AI and it will diagnose the specific issue and hand you the exact fix immediately. It is literally like having a senior systems administrator sitting right next to you for free. Now let us get to the part you have been waiting for. It is time to conduct the extreme stress test. The specific plan I am testing right now has just one virtual CPU, 4 GB of RAM and ultra-fast NVMe SSD storage. On paper, those are very modest specifications for a server. Let us see what happens when we start sending 10,000 simultaneous virtual users to the website. As you can see from the live analytics, the server handles it without breaking a single sweat. The page load time remains consistently well under 1 second. Now, let us turn up the heat significantly and blast the server with 50,000 concurrent users. This is the kind of massive traffic spike you would typically see during a highly successful Black Friday sale. Most shared hosting plans would have completely crashed and locked you out by now. Yet the Hostinger VPS is still standing remarkably strong. The average load time only increased slightly to about 1.5 seconds. That is incredibly fast for a budget server operating under this immense pressure. Finally, let us push the dial all the way up to 100,000 simultaneous visitors. Okay, the server is finally starting to struggle, and we are seeing some noticeably delayed responses. It officially hits a major bottleneck and drops connections at around 85,000 active users. But think about that raw performance for a moment. A budget-friendly VPS just successfully handled enough traffic to support a wildly profitable e-commerce empire. If your website is currently making you money, you simply cannot afford to lose customers to slow loading times. You could easily go and pay $50 or $100 a month to massive cloud providers to get this exact level of stability. Or you could permanently fix your traffic problems today for a tiny fraction of that cost. Right now, Hostinger is offering a massive discount of up to 70% off their VPS plans, along with a strict 30-day money-back guarantee. This means you are taking absolutely no financial risk to upgrade your website. To claim this deal, you must click the link I have placed in the very first line of the description below. Additionally, you can use the Hostinger VPS coupon code THECKLIST to get an extra 10% off your total. However, you must click the link below this video for that coupon code to actually work at checkout. Now, I want to be completely transparent and fair with you. Is this Hostinger VPS absolutely perfect for every single person on the internet? No, it certainly is not. This is an unmanaged VPS environment. That means Hostinger provides you with incredibly powerful hardware and an amazingly stable network. However, you are still the one ultimately responsible for managing the software inside your server. Also, because their prices are so competitive, their live chat support can sometimes take a few minutes to reply during peak hours. If you are completely unwilling to learn the absolute basics or watch a few quick tutorials, you should probably stick to your slow shared hosting. But if you are willing to spend just 10 minutes learning their simple dashboard, the performance upgrade is unmatched. You simply will not find a better ratio of pure power to overall cost anywhere else in the market today. So let us quickly recap what we have discovered in this test. We just proved that a highly affordable VPS can withstand a brutal attack of 85,000 visitors before breaking. We saw exactly how the one-click CyberPanel and Kodee AI completely remove the traditional fear of server management. If you are completely ready to stop losing sales to frustratingly slow loading speeds, make the smart switch today. Click the link in the description right now to secure your 70% discount and your 30-day money-back guarantee. And please do not forget to type in the coupon code THECECLIST to instantly save that extra 10%. Now that you finally know how to get an insanely fast server, your next crucial step is locking it down securely. You desperately need to protect your new server investment from malicious hackers and automated bot attacks. I will see you over in that next video. Disclaimer: if you use my link in the description to make a purchase, it helps support the channel with a small commission at no extra cost to you.